Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how I play the common chords in the key of G open position with the most amount of economy of motion, which basically means I am able to transition from one chord to the next smoothly with the least amount of movement, the least amount of tension, and also allows me to be able to add the melody notes on the top later, which then would lead me to the ability to basically improvise, simple arrangements here in the key of G open position. So something like if I was to improvise like Amazing Grace, for example. You can see, right, I was kind of just improvising chord and melody there. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. This is part of a snippet from one of my online workshops. Enjoy. In the key of G, these are just the common chords, and these are the common fingerings that typically would work for most scenarios. Of course, it doesn't work all the time, but for the most part, it's really it works really well when you're thinking about economy of motion. So let's learn these chords. So G, for G, I'm generally in position 2 when I'm playing, when accompanying someone. You can also go to position 1, but for this, we're going to be in position 2, so move all your fingers to the middle strings and your thumb will play the bass notes. So I don't even use my pinky here. It's just the ring finger. That's the 1 chord. For the 2 chord, usually an A minor 7. You could use an A minor, but really they sound so close together. It's a little bit brighter. The A minor 7 is a little bit brighter. The reason I choose an A minor 7 most of the time is because it just makes transitions a lot smoother, because my ring finger is free, to go to C or to G, or even sometimes to an F. So I prefer to use an A minor 7 instead of an A minor. So we go. Okay, now G over B, we're going to use our pinky, not the ring finger. So this again, common chord. A variation which we will learn later is the B minor. So to go to B minor, you just need to put that ring finger down on the 2nd fret. I have it in the other exercise. For now, I just have a G over B. But if you want to do a B minor, you need to just put your ring finger on the 2nd fret A string. But for now, we're just going to use G/B. Of course, C, regular C. And then we have our D at 11. The reason why I choose that, it sounds great. It's got this open sound. Works really well with modern worship stuff. But also, technique-wise, it keeps everything in position 2. Where if you go to D this way, you're going to have to transition with your right hand. And if you have patterns for fingerstyle later on, it's easier to keep the right hand pattern if you just go to this instead. And from this chord shape, you also have access to like D7, later, or put the pinky down there. So, if you want to go traditional sounding, you can still do it with the D7. But one of my favorite chords is that D add 11. So it's a D with a G, basically. That open G. Okay, and then E minor, slide back down with the middle finger. And then D with F sharp on the bass. So this is a D with F sharp on the bass. And again, we're using the pinky, not the ring finger. So the common mistake is to use your ring finger like this. And usually the D chord goes back to G. So you're doing this, which you can hear the note choking when you do that. So always keep the ring finger free to go back to the G or to go to C chord. So go ahead and play these chords sequentially. minor. We'll go to G over B, middle finger and pinky. Then C. Next is D at 11. When you go to E minor, you don't need to lift up your fingers. I mean, you don't have to lift up everything. You can just slide your middle finger down. I keep the middle finger touching that D string, and I use that as a guide. So I don't have to look at the fretboard, right? Next, D with F sharp on the bass. That's this one. And so when I go back to G, see that ring finger, I keep it hovering over that G bass note. Okay. So go ahead and basically arpeggiate or play these notes one note at a time, one string at a time. And pay attention to your fingering. Okay, all right, so let's use that in a song. Let's use it on "'Tis So Sweet." So here are the chords to "'Tis So Sweet." 'Tis so sweet, start with a G chord. 'Tis so sweet to trust in. So C with a G on the bass. Jesus. Just to take him at, okay, at. So we got a D with F sharp. So from G, just to take him at, use your pinky, at. I have an A7 with an E on the bass. His, back to D, word. The transition there. Again, as much as possible, reduce extra movements. Right, some of you guys have their index finger here for some reason, and then it goes back here. Just keep them as close to the strings as much as possible. Okay. Just to rest upon his promise. G again. Just to know this. Okay, new chord. So G with a D on the bass. Again, these are very common in the key of G. So that's ring finger 5th fret, pinky 5th fret, middle finger 4th fret, index finger 3rd fret. And then it goes to that D at 11. Right? 1 to 5. Then back to the G with the ring finger on the bass note. Sometimes I use my thumb like that. Especially for fingerstyle, there's a lot of times where you will use that thumb there. But for accompaniment and for strumming in the key of G, I'm gonna go back like that. Okay. Chorus. Jesus, Jesus. Okay, I love this chord movement here. How I trust him. Okay, see the economy of motion here. Okay, so let's start. I feel like some of you guys have smaller screens maybe. There. So let's start with the D/F sharp. Paco, use your middle finger and your pinky there. We're not playing the high E string, so don't worry about the high E string. Very good. Very good, everyone. Okay, now we go to E. So this is your D with F sharp on the bass. And then E minor, you just move your middle finger. Go up there. Okay. Slide up to the G/D. So you can think of this as D to E minor and G to D. Okay, some of you guys also need to be reminded to relax. Can't be too stiff. So. Back to G. How I proved him o'er and o'er. Okay, you guys know that already. You get a little bigger. How I proved him o'er and o'er. Okay, same movements there. Next. Jesus, Jesus. Precious Jesus. So ring finger on that G bass note. That's good, Paco. Good. All right. Last phrase. Oh, for grace to trust Him more. All right. Let's try it on still. So let's try that fingering on a solo fingerstyle arrangement. So here is just a snippet of a song. Okay, you could. I was playing it today and I'm thinking like it could either be still or what is that song? I forgot. It's a whole classic song, but anyways. Go ahead.
As a deer, right?
No.
Is it still like as a deer?
Yeah, it could be. It'll come back to me later once we're doing it. But yeah, let's play it first. So I want you guys to see how efficient the movements are. So first one is just G. From here all the way to here is just a G chord. Right, that's just a G chord. And then next is the D at 11. Okay. Next is E minor from here to here. I got no only fools rush in. That song. I forgot the name of that song, but
wise men say.
Yeah, wise men say. I thought it was a worship song, and I remember that one. Okay, so this is just E minor, both of these. C, G over B, and then D over F sharp. And it just loops. So if I play this from beginning to end, it's just, you can use it as an exercise. Show you, play it from beginning to end. Watch the fingering. Left hand fingering. so you'll see that it's there's not that much movement. So that's my goal here. All right, so I hope that you enjoy that. I think that this skill of economy of motion is worth spending your time learning, because it's a skill that will give you the freedom to play smoothly, any arrangement, but also the freedom to be able to even improvise fingerstyle, especially when your ears develop and you can kind of just pick out the melody and you just plug in the right chord. But let me know what you think, if you find this helpful. Let me know if you have a question, just write in the comments below. So hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one.